Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Monday. It is the 22nd day of June, and today, National Chocolate Eclair Day. Oh,
Yum.
that sounds so good. It's National HVA Technicians Day. I actually know a lot of HVA technicians. Every single one of them that I know are awesome people, by the way.
I know them as HVAC.
It's HVAC or HVAC or heating and cooling. So there's a lot of different ways to say it, and I probably said it wrong. Did I say just HVA?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there should be a C on there.
Okay.
You're right. That's the air conditioning.
Right.
And then it's also National Onion Rings Day. So
You like the ring, just not the onion.
I knew she was going to say that. I'm not a fan of onions.
With a platter of slimy onions.
But I like the rings. So.
I love onion rings.
You know who else I really like? Michael Jr. He's our comedian guest for today. We've had him on the program before for a hashtag comedy call. Oh, I guess I can just say comedy call now. But now he's on for Movie Star Monday. He's got a new movie out. Just came out this weekend. I actually watched it. You were sleeping. Such a great movie, though. It's called Selfie Dad, and it's just a fun one. It's going to be, I guess out now, so you can watch it whenever you've got time. We'll chat all about that in a bit. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A Gallup poll found that American pride is at its lowest point since they began doing the poll in 2001. Sadly, 42% said they were extremely proud, which is good. I'm glad they're proud, but only 42%.
Yeah.
21% said they were very proud. So not extremely proud, but very proud. 15% said moderately proud. 12% said they were a little proud. And 9%, sadly, said not proud at all. So, not sure what we can do to make all of that better, but hopefully we can make all of that better.
We just need to be nice to each other.
Absolutely. Give somebody a hug today.
Makes everybody a little happier.
Maybe don't give somebody a hug today, but tell somebody something nice. Say, hey, you know what? Your eyes look amazing. Or something. I don't know. Something good. Hey, Heidi, guess what?
What's that, John?
Your eyes look amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to Surveys and Studies and Such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Turns out, apparently there's a law against throwing White Claws at police officers. What? Okay. In an attempt to avoid arrest, a Nebraska suspect tossed a can of the popular hard seltzer at an officer who was trying to arrest him for pulling a knife on a hotel employee. So this guy was up to all kinds of no good.
Yeah, I would assume that throwing a full can of... Yeah, of course.
According to police, 36-year-old Matthew Stinson had threatened to, quote, kill multiple times while in the lobby of Luxury Inn in Lincoln, Nebraska. He was holding a knife, allegedly threatened to murder the clerk at the hotel where he had been staying. By the time the police arrived at the hotel, he fled the area. He was located 6 hours later. He became agitated, then threw his can of White Claw at the police, and then took off running. That...
Not a good plan.
Yeah, no. The spiked sparkling water missed its target. He was apprehended a short while later after a foot chase, charged with resisting arrest, use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony, and making terroristic threats. So, I didn't think you'd do that after getting hopped up on White Claw, but apparently...
What kind of a man drinks White Claw?
Oh, there are men who drink... Have you ever even had it?
Yes.
So, have you really?
I've tasted it.
Okay, I don't believe you.
That is what happens. Not a manly drink.
I don't believe you one bit.
Whatever.
That is what happened.
You were with me.
Was I?
Yes.
Did I try it?
Yes.
Did I like it?
No.
Okay, well, if you're listening to White Claw, I apologize. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. NBC is bringing back 30 Rock starting in July, and they're going to do a remotely produced 1-hour special. So it's not actually bringing back 30 Rock. They're bringing back a special that'll land sometime, but they're bringing it back, I believe, in July.
I didn't like that show.
I honestly...
I liked Third Rock, but it's a completely different
It's a whole
program.
different one. There were episodes of that I thought were really, really funny, by the way. So I did kind of like it. Have you ever wanted to talk to Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
Am I saying it right? Because you make fun of me. Keanu. Well, now you have a chance. We have a friend who's a big fan. Maybe, just maybe, this could be your prize. A 15-minute Zoom chat with Mr. Reeves himself. Auctioning it off for an Idaho-based children's cancer-fighting nonprofit.
That's wonderful.
The bidding began at $10,000. Now it's way more than that. So if you're interested...
yeah, I probably won't be winning that.
I'm just saying, if you're interested in hooking up, the John and Heidi show with
could you imagine if I won something? It would be the most awkward conversation.
I know it.
Ever.
I would do a Movie Star Monday with him in a heartbeat. So if somebody wants to buy that for me, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Here's a name we haven't heard in a while. Dr. Anthony Fauci. He says,
yeah.
I haven't even talked.
Gone.
We haven't talked to him for, what was that, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? He hasn't been in the news. But he says the ban on British people coming to the U.S. will remain in place this summer. Not that anyone in Britain really is, planning on coming here, but he's just saying that, no, it's going to have to stay in place for at least the summer. Surgeon General Jerome Adams says wearing masks will give Americans more freedom to go out in the summer. So, and then Spanx, you know what those are, right?
Yes, I do.
They're taking 50% off a lot of their undergarments right now to boost sales in the wake of lockdown. So apparently their sales were kind of sluggish because a lot of people, when they were home, they're like, I don't need to wear these.
I don't need Spanx anymore.
So now that we're going back out, it's like, I need to get some Spanx. Do they make Spanx for men? Not to.
I believe they do.
I'm asking for a friend.
Called something different.
Can they put a 6-pack on the front of those for me? Speaking of 6-pack, you're not going to get one by doing this. Many of the nation's Subway sandwich shops, the owners of these, or individual owners, are not going along with the company's new promo, selling 2 footlongs for $10. So I don't understand why, because remember, for a long time, it was $5 footlongs. So if you had 2 of them, how much would that be?
Can you imagine how much cost of goods have gone up, especially recently with the price of meat?
They
probably can't afford to.
So I don't know what they're going to do there. I've got a link to the
chicken, and
that's true.
I'm sure you can't afford that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they're going to change their promo. I don't know. Growing number of airlines are banning alcoholic drinks because of COVID concerns. What? I don't understand how that. What?
Because they're probably not letting them drink anything because they have to take off their stupid masks.
Oh, there you go. That probably makes sense. I get it now. Chuck E. Cheese is on the brink of Chapter 11 bankruptcy, apparently. So, because...
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's a fun place.
It is.
But it's not really known for its exquisite food.
Well, no. And, they got one of the best robotic bands I've ever seen.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Right up there with, I was going to say a band name, but I'll be nice. Robotic bands. And we got room for, I was going to say one more story.
That's really too bad, though, because
it's really sad, yeah.
I've got a lot of fond memories of my kids there from when they were younger. So
18 members of a nature-loving cult were arrested in Hawaii for breaking quarantine rules because they were, quote, living in the wild, end quote. So, you guys need to go home. And they go, we are home. This is where we live. And they're like, well, not anymore. Now you're arrested. Okay. China canceled over 1,200 flights because of a new surge in corona cases that were linked to a wet market in Beijing. So apparently they had a big spike, something else still going on there. Retail sales in the United States soared in May by 17%, which is good. The economy showing strong signs of a rebound, which I think is phenomenal, which, again, 17% is a huge jump. A very nice, what they call an uptick in the market. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Heck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. Our guest today is very funny comedian Michael Jr. Now, we've had him on the program in the past, but last time it was for a comedy call. But since then, he's got a couple of movies he's been in. One that just came out, Selfie Dad. Michael Jr., what is it like to be referred to now as a movie star?
It feels like the same as it felt like when I was just being a regular dad. So, yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I get noticed a lot more, and this new movie, I actually played a lead in the movie, so that's super exciting. But I still come home, and my wife wants me to take the garbage out.
You know, that kind of keeps you humble, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, man. So I'm very grateful for such a wife. She's amazing, tremendous. So very excited about this movie, man. Let me set it up. So it's really about a dad who, he used to do stand-up comedy, but now he's an editor for a reality TV show, and his boss is played by Shonda Pierce, who is hilarious, but not to him because he is miserable in his job. Like, he can't stand what he does. And then he starts a YouTube channel, and it blows up. And this dude gets everything he wants, but he's losing what he really needs, which is his family, which is his kids, his wife, to be a good dad. He doesn't even realize he's losing it. And a friend kind of dares him to make some changes, and he tries to, but then comedy kind of ensues, and the story gets better, and it gets weird, and it's really kind of cool how all this comes together. And my favorite part about the movie is the fact that the director allowed me, because I do stand-up comedy, traveling the world, he allowed me to create, after we would do a scene, and we would get it locked the way he wanted it, as far as the lines and everything, he would then allow me to do one the way that Michael Jr. would do it, so to speak. And a lot of those were made into the movie, so you get to see them. And I'm wondering if your listeners will be able to tell the difference between what scenes were improv versus which scenes were actually part of the original script. So that'll be fun for people to watch. It came out this weekend, all of the channels, so the premiere has already happened. I'm super excited. It started on Father's Day weekend, and now everybody can continue to watch Selfie Dad at home. We were going to put it in theaters, but they're closed for the most part. So now we actually get to watch it at home with your family. So I'm very excited about this, man.
And I actually had a chance to see it. It's a phenomenal movie. And I was going to ask, now, the wife that's in the movie and the kids that are in the movie, are those your real wife and kids, or they're not the real wife and kids?
No, those are some bona fide actors that we brought on. The girl who plays my daughter, Sis, has been a significant part of our family. In fact, I was with her yesterday. But, yeah, they're actors. Some of our family is actually in the movie as extras, so they were on set with us. But, no, we brought on some bona fides, some really strong actors and actresses for this movie, so I'm excited. So since you saw the movie, let me ask you if you noticed. There was something that took place in this movie, and I believe about 70% of the people are going to miss it. I want to see if you're part of the 70 or the 30. So at the beginning of the movie, if you remember, the girl who plays my daughter was in a school play, and the play was called Grease, right? You remember
I'm glad you remembered it here. You couldn't remember it in the movie.
Yeah, so you're catching on. So in the movie, I didn't notice it at all. Now listen, without giving it away, did you notice what took place in the hallway towards the end of the movie with the daughter and the dad? Did you catch on to what took place?
I'm trying to think. I'll have to watch again now. How's that sound?
You're going to have to watch again. So you've heard 30%. So there's something that takes place in that hallway. But listen, here's what I want you to know. It wasn't part of the script. Like, really? It literally, I came up with this kind of on the spot. And then the girl who plays my daughter, she's also Shelby Simmons. She plays in the TV show Bunk. And she plays in some other Disney movies like Stargirl. Really great actress. She caught on to what I was doing, and she just rolled with it. And this thing happened on the spot. So when you go back and see it, in reference to me not knowing anything about the play Grease, you go back and watch that scene, you'll see it, and it's pretty powerful. It's like one of my favorite parts for sure of the movie.
I'm going to have to watch for that now. And I watch for your stuff on social media all the time because you can make me laugh without even saying anything. You'll post these videos, and you just do this thing with your eyes, and I laugh every single time.
Like, I have a bunch of videos on YouTube, but I know that everybody has some sort of comedy in them. So in those videos, the videos are called Comedy Follows Me. So if you just do #Comedy Follows Me, so in those videos, I'm actually letting the viewer write the comedy. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. You just need to show it to them, and they'll find it, and you'll write your own punchline. Much better than I could ever write.
It's been another Movie Star Monday, and our guest today has been Michael Jr. Sir, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us.
Thanks for being awesome, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Again, Michael Jr. has a new movie. It just came out this weekend. It's called Selfie Dad, and it's a pretty darn good one. It's very fun. All of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Sundance Kid got his name from Sundance, Wyoming. You might not recognize the name Harry Alonzo Longbaugh because he's known infamously as the Sundance Kid. Okay. American outlaw, born in 1868, killed in 1908, took his now historical moniker from the only town that put him behind bars, Sundance, Wyoming. He was jailed there when he was just 15 years old for stealing a horse, sentenced to 18 months. Sundance Kid went on to join the Wild Bunch, a group of robbers and rustlers who ranged through the Rocky Mountains in the 19th century. Yeah. So there you go. I didn't realize he was named after Sundance, Wyoming. I thought Sundance, Wyoming might have been named after him, but I was wrong.
Interesting.
That is today's fun fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline New Zealand. Police officers in New Zealand broke down the door to a home after receiving an emergency call from the building. They got there, knocked on the door. Nobody answered.
Okay.
So finally they thought, well, it was an emergency. We better get in there. They break down the door to find it was a cat. A cat was taking a stroll across a telephone that was attached to the house like a plugged-in phone, and it dialed the emergency number and called 911. So they had it like a speed dial thing. Anyway, the family wasn't even in the house. So they got there and found the cat and the phone off the hook.
And the door busted open.
Yeah. So, okay, well, should we leave a note? We should leave a note. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. This has been a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Bizarre story. A Florida man's crime spree started when he exposed himself at a flea market, then stripped naked, then stole a car, then committed various other criminal acts before being arrested about an hour later. Deputies say the first call they received about the 23-year-old LaHorace Pickett Jr. 23, yeah. You're going to have a tough life ahead of you doing this stuff. Came in at 11:15 a.m., So got a call from a diner at the T&W Flea Market, Pensacola, where they say, hey, there's a man that jumped on our coin machine and then kicked and punched the thing to the ground. Then he exposed himself, and then he started screaming. They called he said, call the cops. The dead are rising, that's what he said.
Okay.
From there, he jumped on a customer's shoulders, attacked a worker, grabbed her, then punched her. Then she pushed him away. That's when, somewhere along the line, he stripped naked, stole somebody's car. After this insane crime spree, he was arrested on 19 charges, including aggravated assault and aggravated burglary. So, what in the what?
He clearly was on
something was going on there. That is today's Weird News. Now your moment of duh. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Police in Oklahoma looking for two people who allegedly became so enraged after getting the wrong order at a Sonic drive-thru that they broke the glass in the front door. What? Police say the incident started over the wrong sauce on their
Just
chicken
don't get
tenders.
this mentality at all.
The driver handed her food back to the employee and handed the receipt. After some exchange of words, the store eventually said, hey, we're refusing your service, because they were being really rude and being really mean. Minutes later, the food chain's manager threw the cash back into the car, so they threw their money back at him, and that's when they got out and punched a window.
Oh, boy.
And then took off. So they thought it was pretty funny because they broke the window and then laughed and drove away. So they have recently identified the two suspects. And it's not going to probably go well. Got a feeling that at the end of the day, even if what the manager did wasn't nice, breaking the window just put you in the bad spot.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Just whole thing. Not a good plan. That is today's Moment of Duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Fake news or Florida. Fort Lauderdale dog walker let 13 dogs run free in a crowded pedestrian mall because Jesus told her to. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
It is fake news.
Yeah.
You're good at this. How did you just like bing in there right away? Like you look at me and go, no. Is it something I'm doing when I'm reading it?
I'm not telling you.
What's my tell here?
I'm not telling you.
I can't play poker with you. I can't play poker, period. I don't know how to play. But no, you're good at this. You're very good. It is indeed fake news. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org. I thought there was somebody out the window.
Okay.
So just while I was talking, I'm looking out my eye. I thought I could have swore I just saw somebody walk right by the window there. I was like, that's unusual. So I don't know if I have something on my glasses. Is that what's going on? Yeah, there's somebody everywhere I look now. Our good news, again, comes away courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org. And here's the headline. A school librarian is using drones to deliver books to kids all summer long.
Oh,
how cool is this?
Very sweet.
I never would have even thought of this. Now, the funny thing is, after reading the story, I remember talking to a guy who was the first ever book delivered by drones. Carew was the guy's first name. I'm trying to think of his last name, but I just remember it was they reached out to do an interview. He did the first ever book sale and delivery with a drone. Remember that a couple of years back?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. So this middle school librarian, maybe she's a big fan of the show and she heard it here. Probably not.
Yeah, that's where she got the idea.
Yeah, I doubt it. She's in Virginia. She found a way to ensure kids can still rent books even when their libraries were closed. She's going to just deliver them by drone. Kelly Pasick, one of the first customers of the drone delivery service, launched in Christiansburg, Virginia, last year by Wing. After seeing how quickly her household items were delivered, she petitioned the company to take on library books, too. She asked the school superintendent, Mark Meyer, who was immediately on board, they say. And it says they're the first public school system in the world to use Wing to deliver books to the students.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I love
We're
it.
thrilled for this opportunity to have a really unique way to deliver resources to our students and do it practically on demand. They coordinate the delivery process with this company, Wing. Students can request to take out library books from an online form, and they pack the books in a special delivery box, and then they drop them right off when they show up, and it just drops a thing on their front porch.
Huh.
says libraries are essential and a unique part of our community and extremely important for our students to continue to have access to the resources that are here in our libraries to guarantee their success.
So if somebody steals that package off of their front porch, are the children liable for those fees?
Delivers them right to their front yard. I don't know. You know what? I got a feeling if we had a drone, keep in mind, our kids are grown up now, but back in the day when we had little kids, if there was a drone delivering books, we'd be in the front yard watching that. If we knew that was coming.
Unless you're not there.
Well, but you'd just say, hey, we want to be there. When is this coming? I guarantee it we would.
I don't know.
I know we would.
I'm foreseeing a few problems.
I'm considering checking some library books out from them now. Think they'll deliver this far? Probably not. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday.